Welcome everybody to your Get Started tutorial for Quiggler. And if we are going to begin at the beginning, let's do it because it's going to take us about 6 or 7 minutes, and by then we're going to have your public profile up for the world to view. So let's begin at the beginning, which is with Quiggler.com. And if you have an existing account, then just click Login. And if you don't have an account yet, well, by God, let's get you an account. So sign up today for a free trial. Now, if you really want a great deal with all the perks and privileges of being an owner of Quiggler, then consider an investment of Quiggler. We are dedicated to the idea of having as many agent investors in Quiggler as possible. And what a great opportunity. After all, up to now, we've raised over $1 million, and it's all been from accredited investors and institutions. But now there's an opportunity for agents to come on board for very small amounts and own a piece of their own technology, and we love that. So if you have any interest in that, click on Invest in Quiggler. It'll take you to startengine.com, which is the online portal where we are doing our online offering right now. And you'll find some amazing perks there that may even include a membership in Quiggler. So go check that out. Okay. Now, if you are signing up for the first time, you're going to see this screen. So simply enter your first name, last name, an email address, and a password. And the email and password is what you will put in to get into your account going forward. If you have an existing account, then you know this. Just enter your email and password. You'll get our terms and conditions, which we urge you to read, by the way, but you got to accept. They are very fair and we think sort of cool. We actually spend a lot of time on this because we hate these in other websites, but we think ours are pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 things to get you up and running. We're going to do 2 of them in this tutorial, which is get your profile completed so you're up to the world and get you your first A grade. Now, many people come and they want to go right to test drive. They want to get under the hood. They want to know how this thing works. Okay, great. We understand all of that. And if you want that, then stop this tutorial now and simply go to the next tutorial, which is about a test drive. But we urge you to do this in a sort of sequential order. Start from left to right and first complete your profile, see it at the bottom of the screen, and then get your first A grade on your profile and then go and do test drive. Now, why do we suggest that? Because when you complete your profile, which is only going to take you about 5 or 6 minutes, you're going to then be out to the world so that people can find you. And after all, Quiggler is an amazing biz gen tool. Why? Because consumers coming to Quiggler are people who want an agent who's going to provide them transparency, instant communication, accountability, and compliance. And that's what you're signing on to do. So make sure the world knows. Get your profile out there ASAP. One of the biggest complaints we have from consumers now is they write us and they say, hey, there's no agents in my area. So we want to get agents into every city and town in America right now. So get your profile out there, okay? And the second thing is on your profile, you want it to send a message to the world that you're somebody who completed the ethical checklist, you've got an A grade, you are a supporter of ethics, you are ethical, and you want to do your whole transaction based upon the code of ethics. Okay, let's begin. So you've got 6 things on your left. Anything in red is required, and you got to fill it out. And it's the basic stuff, the basic info. I think you know it all. The most important thing initially is areas serviced. Now, why is this so important? Because whatever you tell the system, that's the areas that when consumers are searching, they're going to find you. So if wherever you credibly, defensively, and honestly work and represent, that's where you want to have so the consumers will find you. For example, if you are in New York City, you would put New York City in and up will pop the boroughs. Now, most agents do not work all of New York City, and that's really not credible. It's too big. You wouldn't be able to do it. So if you work the Bronx or you just work Staten Island, put that in. If you work just Manhattan, put that in. Or if you do, say, Brooklyn and Queens, do that. Now, if you work just Staten Island, which many agents do, this is where it will appear. Now, you notice the city disappeared. You'll see why in a second. That's not a programming error. Now, if you work Brooklyn and Manhattan, then you put both in. If you work a third one, just add it. There's a plus tab. And that's why we don't limit the city. You're going to, if you want to delete something, then just click the minus tab and it will take it out. This is easy, but make sure your areas served are correct. Remember, you could actually lose your license over this issue because if you go out and you claim to have competence in an area that you do not have, wow, you are exposed and you don't want to do that. So make sure that this is a credible and defensible piece of information that you're providing to the world. Now, if you are outside of a city and you're like Linda and me and you're out here in the suburbs of Greenwich and Stamford, that's why the city line disappears because out here, many agents will cover 2, 3, 4, maybe 6, 10 towns even. So you want to enter all of them so that if somebody is searching in that particular town, you come up. Okay, next we're going to go to contact info. Oh, here it's all, oh gosh, it's all pretty basic. There's not a whole lot here that we need to tell you about. You've done this for 100 other sites, just do it here. Now, if you make a mistake along the way or you fail to enter something, you're going to get this. Don't worry about it. It's just giving you a strong warning that you got to go and make sure you fill in the required fields. Next are designations. Now, these are largely from the National Association of Realtors, and we've included some private ones also. If you have a designation that you can't find here, just email us. We're happy to add it. Not a problem. We can get it added pretty quickly. To the right of each designation is an information circle, which if you click, up will pop some information about that particular designation. So click it if you're interested in that. Next is what board you belong to. Now, we know that in the United States, 1.3 million agents belong to the National Association of Realtors. But we also know that in an important market like New York City, Manhattan, many agents, 12,000 to be exact, belong to the Real Estate Board of New York, which is a non-realtor board. So just tell us which one you belong to and click it here. Then finally, you're concluding with the About tab. This is where in your profile you get to brag about yourself. Tell us all the wonderful things of why people should call you. Throw in whatever you want, but this is your area to tell us the most about yourself. Hit save, and now you are live on the front-facing side of Quigler. And this is where consumers will come and they're going to click Find an Agent, and that's where you're going to pop up. And this is what your profile on the public side looks like. Now, some important things we want to point out to you about this. Notice it has Linda's email and her mobile and work number. Remember, Quigler only costs $298 a year. We do not take a referral fee. We drive everybody to you. We do not want to do anything to stand between a consumer finding you. So here it is, all your information. What a bargain. We think Quigler is the biggest bargain in the world in terms of a BizGen tool, and you're getting people who are truly interested in what you're going to be delivering. Now, if you want to see your profile, after you've loaded it, you can go out to go into your transaction dashboard on the web app. And let me just explain. You have the consumer side out front, which is the website, and then from that they transfer to the actual Quigler web app. We're now inside the web app, and here if you look at your profile, you'll see a slightly different one, even though all the information is the same. This is what appears inside the app, and it's a little bit more colorful. And it's a little bit prettier because these people are the most serious. These are consumers who are inside the app. They've already created an account. They've already taken a test drive. They like Quigler, and now they're looking for you. So we want to make sure you look as great as possible. So we've upgraded this a little bit here, and you can look the way I do, or you can look the way Barbara Fairfield does. But this is what you find inside the Quigler app. Okay. Now, if you want to edit your profile, simply go up to your name in the upper right, click on it, you'll get a drop down, and you'll see Edit Profile. And then if you want to log out from Quigler, just log out here by clicking on your name. Okay, you're done, you're live. Now the next step is to get a big grade A next to your picture. And to do that, we're going to complete the ethical checklist. Now, just to tell you, why do we even have this? We have this because when you look at the Code of Ethics, there are many things in the code that have nothing to do with the transaction. They're about being a good person. They're about being ethical and moral. And many of them have to do with also being a patriot. So they didn't fit into the transaction. So what we did is collected all of them and just made a checklist for you to blow through, and it doesn't take very long, and just reread them, remind yourself of them, and re-agree to them. There's nothing new here. It's all the stuff you have already agreed to. And it's not a test or anything like that. It is just a checklist. So we urge you to take that, and when you're done, you're going to get a grade. Now, there are some acronyms here. NAR stands for National Association of Realtors. COE is Code of Ethics. SOP means Standard of Practice. Hit start. There they are. So you will see, do you agree with? And of course you do. So in the little box on the left, check it. And if you want to know why you have to do this, we give you the why tab. Now you're going to find the why tab everywhere in Quigler because we don't make any of this stuff up. We're going to give you the exact quotation from the code or from law or wherever so that you know this is what it says. We're not making it up. So that's what the why tab is all about. Okay, so once again, now that you've got a grade associated with your profile, go back to see my profile. There it is. There's Barbara, and you see that A under her right cheek. Now the world knows that she is somebody who's taken the ethical checklist and agrees with everyone there. So you are now done. You've got your profile done, you've got your first grade, and now onward to taking a test drive.